took a job in a remote town and now I'm being followed. First of all, I'd like to say that I've never really been a believer in the supernatural. Sure, I enjoy spooky stories, especially around this time of year, and I've definitely gone down a few rabbit holes exploring weird phenomena, but I wouldn't really call myself a true believer. I've asked for advice on this topic before, not here but on other forums, but nothing has ever worked. So I figured that there's no harm in following some people's advice and sharing my story here, even though I'm not really sure what to expect from this. Back in January, my university shared a job opportunity from a school in the north of Ireland, looking for a recent graduate to join them as a Spanish teacher in the fall. At the time, I was in my final year of English studies at a university in Spain, and wasn't really sure about what I wanted to do after graduation. So I applied, not really expecting much to come out of it. To my surprise, less than 2 months later, I got a call for an interview, and soon after I was officially offered the position. That led to a restless summer as I prepared for the life I was about to start. I had some reservations, but my parents had even more. The town where I would be teaching was so small and remote that it didn't even show up on Google Street View, and the nearest hospital was almost an hour's drive away. It was one of those aging towns with very few children, and as such, the school didn't just serve the local kids. It hosted children from nearby towns as well, with a total of about 10 to 15 students per grade, up to the 6th grade. The local convenience store was stocked only once a week, so I was warned not to expect too much variety. And on top of all of that, it was extremely cold. Despite all of this, I still felt drawn to go. The town was isolated, sure, but the photos I found online were breathtaking, and the small number of students would allow me to focus more on each of them. The limited options when it came to sustenance sounded harsh, but having a car was sure to help the situation at least a little bit. The salary was generous too, as remote teaching jobs in such areas were hard to fill, and the offer of free housing didn't hurt either. Knowing how isolated the town was, I decided to bring my car and take my time driving through Spain, France, and Ireland. What should have been a 2-day journey turned into a week-long road trip. I took the scenic route, stopping at hotels and doing a little sightseeing along the way. I arrived at my new house late at night, after countless wrong turns and much cursing at Google Maps, hours after I was supposed to arrive. I thought I might have to spend the night in my car, but I was relieved to see a light still on inside the house. I knocked on the door and waited. After a couple of minutes with no response, I knocked again, and again after another couple of minutes. That's when I heard a voice behind me. "Hello?" I gasped and quickly whipped around, my heart pounding. The voice belonged to a man. He was tall, but not intimidatingly so, with neatly combed dark brown hair that looked oddly perfect in the midst of the howling wind. He looked at me like I was some kind of intruder. "Can I help you?" he asked, his tone laced with annoyance. Still trying to calm down, I replied, "Hi. No, that's okay, thank you. I'm just waiting for someone to open the door." He gave me a look that made me feel like the stupidest person on earth. "There's no one in there," he said matter-of-factly, "and nobody here takes well to intruders, so..." He stepped forward, grabbed my arm, and began pulling me toward my car. Wait. I yanked my arm free and crossed them over my chest. "I'm not an intruder, thank you very much. I'm Sandra, the new